What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Just an Era podcast. This week, we're going to be touching base on my tips and advice to moving to a new city because I just went back to Boston this week after living in Austin for about 3 years, and it was like a bittersweet feeling, but I'm like so happy with my decision to move across the country. So let's get on into it. First things first, housekeeping. Make sure you guys are following the Just an Era podcast to make sure you're up to date with all the information for every episode, whether I'm doing a Q&A, doing a giveaway, you name it. You just want to be the first ones to see it. And then rating this show at 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and subscribing wherever you listen to your podcast. But yeah, so as you guys know, weekly eras this week. I decided my weekly era is going to be missing Boston, which I know is going to be so controversial with what I just said about how I'm so excited that I moved across the country. But truly, I don't know if it was specifically missing Boston, but I just missed the people and the energy and the atmosphere of like, someone said it correctly on one of my TikToks because I actually did a TikTok about this, about how I missed the people of Boston with just being able to swear every sentence. I'm talking with my hands, like very Italian, loud, like straight to the point. And the one word that they used to describe people from Boston was passionate. And I was like, holy shit, that's it. That's the word. Passionate. No matter what it is, we're just passionate about like whatever we're saying or we're doing or our friends or family. Passionate is the word. So shout out to whoever was the one commenting that on my Instagram or my TikTok. I appreciate that. But yeah, so I just feel like missing Boston was more in the sense of people will always say home isn't necessarily where. It's not necessarily a place, but it's the people. And for me, that is just what I'm used to, the people of Boston. And that's why one of my best friends I clicked with so quickly because she's also from Boston. And I just think those are my people. Those are my ride or dies. Like they just get me. And yeah, so the energy, everything. But I will say the South, it has turned me into a girly girl. It really has. Like coming down South and seeing all the Southern belles, I guess you could say, and just having to dress up more, warmer weather. So you have to wear dresses and shorts and skirts and boots. Like the South has made me more girly for sure. Because I'm like, I was thinking about it to myself, just reflecting on being in Boston. I'm like, if I was in Boston year round, like I'd be wearing a bunch of coats, flannels, jeans. Like it's less to work with. Okay. So that was my weekly error this week. And then my purchases of this week is going to be my boyfriend's chain. This past weekend, I went over to Macy's because I have grown up with my grandmother always bringing me to Macy's to the jewelry section and getting jewelry for my birthday gifts. And as you guys know, last episode I talked about how my grandmother had passed away. So I just felt like something in me just really wanted to go to my hometown Macy's and get my boyfriend his gift from there. And what did I do? I got myself a Macy's credit card. I am literally living through my grandmother right now. It's not even funny. I was sitting there at the counter getting approved for the credit card, and I was telling the older woman that was checking me out, like, oh my goodness, like this is just such a weird feeling. Like my grandmother used to take me here every year for my birthday and would get me a birthday gift with her points and her coupons and all that. Like she was such like a little hustler with saving money. And I'm like, I just feel like my grandmother right now. So yes, out of everything going on, I was like, I'm happy I'm getting this Macy's credit card. But I did get my boyfriend a 14 karat gold chain. Macy's, they know how to like hand out the discounts, okay? Like I was so surprised. The chain was originally like $900. I was able to get it down with applying for the credit card and the discounts down to $350, which is wild. So yeah, the more you know, shop at Macy's, get that credit card. Anyways, let's talk about the shows this week. I have been binge watching TV. Okay, Love Island UK, Love Island USA. I will say Love Island USA, I've said it a million times, is so much better this year. And a few reasons being that I've noticed. One, bigger budget this year. So that's been nice. Of course, the new host, Ariana, like people are coming in and driven from that. And I think also Love Island Games played a huge role with having a bunch of the US cast members competing against the UK and the Australia cast members. It allowed people in other countries to see the US cast members and now watch the US version. But it's all over my TikTok. But if you guys are caught up, then you can listen to this. But if you're not caught up, don't spoil it for yourself because I'm going to be talking about like this past week's episodes with Casa Amor and the recoupling and all that. And all I really want to say is that Aaron and Cordell, those men disrespected the fuck out of those girls. Like, seeing that just broke my heart because, first of all, I know Serena is more than capable of just moving on. But Kaylor, Aaron has come back in the villa single, and she's been flirting it up with him again, having chats with him. And I'm like, girl, please, I beg you, do not get back with him. And I know by the time this probably gets out, there's probably gonna be another episode, so more is gonna happen. But like, I see her in me in the sense of like, I've been there. I've let someone walk all over me and I've given them a second chance. And that second chance does not go the way it plans. It's still the same old, and they're going to treat you how they were. Like, it's really hard for men to change within a relationship. If they're going to change, they need to just be on their own for a while and really reflect on like their not only intentions, but just the way they treat other people. And Aaron, given the fact that he was on Traders, I think it was Traders that he was on UK. So he's already been on a TV show and has won money. That doesn't help. And he's also from another country. So like, you're telling me if they were to last and couple back up, show's over, Aaron is not going to do something that he shouldn't across the country? Like, they're not even in the same country. How can you trust that man? I don't see it working out. Poor Kaylor. I feel so bad for her. And then Serena, she is a boss bitch. She is standing her ground. But I do have to say, I think she needs to give Cordell a chance to speak because every time they talk, she's just screaming in her face. I do think she's strong. She's independent, but she needs to let Cordell talk and hear his side. You can't just shut him out. Like, relationships, even though I know they're not really in a relationship, but like, they're seeing each other. It goes both ways. Like, they need to talk it out. And then Daya's her name, I believe. I don't know. She's sneaky. I don't like it. And I feel like she truly only went in there to the villa with a plot to turn Cordell's head. She knew who Cordell's brother was. And given the fact there's been literal screenshots leaked that Daya has been commenting and liking on Cordell's brother's Instagram posts from like years back. So that's a giant red sign in itself. Like, so weird. But I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like poor Cordell should have never brought up the fact that his brother is in the NFL. Like, that's just was asking for something bad to happen with the girls with wrong intentions. So yeah. So curious to see what happens the rest of the week on US Love Island. So if you're caught up, I'm sure you can probably agree with me on that. But yeah. And then Miguel, why is he? I don't know. That man's is a player. I mean, I love Leah, but I don't know. I think Leah can do so much better. So much freaking better. And then Rob is just in Love Island just to be there. Like, I don't think he has any romantic interest in Daniela. Which is why Daniela even came back, in my opinion. Like, that whole situation is so weird to me. So yeah. Anyways, weekend recap. I had a little bit of a emotional, heavy week because you guys know I went back to Boston. Oh, which before that, 4th of July, I totally forgot. We had to catch up on the 4th of July. So I did not go home until after the 4th because the tickets were so expensive. I saved like $500 not going home before the 4th. So I went home on the 5th, but on the 4th, I didn't really want to drink because my flight was so damn early. We went to a little pool party, and this is just a friendly reminder to anyone out of college in their adulthood. If you're going to a party, do not show up empty-handed. If someone is hosting you, do not show up empty-handed. It is the right thing to do. You can bring something as little as Solo cups, a bag of chips, a chaser for the drinks, a handle, like you name it. I feel like everyone should just know to be showing up with something when someone else is hosting. It's just common sense. But I don't know. My friends do really good at that. We brought burgers and buns, and then we did a whole grill out the entire day. We were by the pool for honestly so long. I got a really good tan on, and we found this ball it was just like a blow up light ball, nothing crazy. We found it in the pool, and we just started playing with it, and we were playing with that ball for I think like 2 hours. I've never just seen late 20s, girls and guys, having so much damn fun with a fucking ball. Like, we were counting how many, like, hits in a row we could keep it in the air, and we were all standing in a circle in the pool, just hitting it up in the air. And then there was obviously a bunch of other groups of people at the pool, and people started seeing us doing it, and they were asking to hop in. We're like, hell yeah, come on in. Like, we don't care. Join the fun. And we were just trying to get it to 100, and we finally got to 100, and that's when we stopped. But it was a lot of fun. And then there was actually this group of people that weren't even from Austin. They were visiting this one person. They must have just moved there, so they didn't really have a lot of friends in Austin yet. But she had a whole crowd of people outside of Austin visiting, and this one girl, I felt so fucking bad for her, but she's so cute. But she ended up following me on Instagram, so I don't even know. Maybe she'll end up listening to this. Who fucking knows? But she tried setting me up with her boyfriend. I was like, girl, hate to bring it to you, but my boyfriend's like right over there. You were just playing ball with me and him. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. Like, she was like so drunk, and I was like, I feel bad, but like, I should have just told you that I had a boyfriend right off the bat, because she was trying so hard. But I honestly thought the way she was talking to me, I thought she was flirting with me. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like, she's flirting with me. But then, because she was asking like very personal questions, like, what do you do for work? Oh my God, you're so hot. Like, oh my God, your body. I've been talking about it all day to my friends. I'm like, oh, slay, la, la, la. But she was doing it all for her brother. I was like, oh. Anyways. And then I just wanted to go to the fireworks at night, and they were doing free fireworks at Auditorium Shores, which is a park that's pretty much downtown. Me and my boyfriend just went, just the two of us. And thank goodness it was just the two of us, because this man's literally, he was like, oh, like, I don't want to drink either, but like, will you drive my car? And I might just take a little bit of gummies. And I'm like, okay, whatever, sure. Like, I have some gummies that like I microdose every now and then, like just for anxiety and like de-stressing. And I was like, I usually take one because they're so light. And he goes, okay, I'll take 5. I don't know what in this man's right mind thought taking 5 gummies was going to be a good idea. But you know what? To each their own. I didn't even question it, because I was like, oh, you must know what you're doing, because like, he doesn't smoke a lot, but he like a good amount, where it's like, I thought you would know what you were doing. And we get to the park, we set up camp, and we get food. I get food truck tacos, and we're sitting there, and he looks at me and goes, oh, I can't move. I go, what? He goes, I can't move. I took too much. I'm like, oh, fuck. So this man's is like literally going through it. He's a full-on vegetable just sitting next to me at the fireworks. And I feel so bad, because I'm like, I'm trying to have a conversation with him, because like when someone's too high, you just need to distract them from their own like thoughts. So you just talk to them, distract them, talk about literally anything, like, and then they'll just go on a tangent about it, because you're distracting them from the fact that they're so high. So that's what I was doing for like the first 2 hours. And then the fireworks started going off, and he was coming down from it, and we were just watching them and went home. But that was my eventful 4th of July. I truthfully did have so much fun. I loved a nice little sober 4th of July. Personally, didn't really want to drink too much this week, just because all the emotions are so high. I got a lot going on, and I'm not someone, and I know this, where drinking is a good thing to do if I'm emotional and I'm going through some really tough times. Some people can drink to take the edge off, but for me personally, drinking causes me to get even more emotional. So I didn't want that. And I think it's important to understand the way you respond with your emotions when you're drinking. So just a friendly reminder, you know? Then on Friday, I flew home. Super easy flight. I love having Clear. I'm going to get TSA pre soon as well. But first thing I did, because like I said, I was going home for my grandmother, I went straight home and pretty much went through all of my grandmother's jewelry with all the women in the family, which women-wise, there's not a lot of us. I only have one other girl cousin, and then my mom and 2 aunts. So like, there's not a lot of us on the girl side end. Everyone else is boys, like very boy dominant family. But we spent the time going through her jewelry. And let me tell you right now, like, I just want to take a moment to appreciate and talk about my grandmother real quick, because like, this little woman, she was like 4'11", purely Sicilian. Like, if you're wondering where I get my dark skin and my attitude, it's from her. Like, me and her had the closest bond ever. We were so close. Like, she lived right down the street from me. And obviously, over the last 3 years, we got a little bit more distant as I moved. But like, everything I do and the way I am, I truly believe she has a huge role in. Like, she was always so stern in the fact of like, don't sit around and let the boys cheer for you. Like, be your own cheerleader. Or don't sit around and like let the men be the breadwinners in the house. Like, go work your ass off and do what you got to do. Like, never rely on a man. And her attitude and her drive and just like everything about her, like, I admire, and I hope the traditions that she gave our family, I can eventually give to my family one day. Like, I don't have a lot of like girl cousins or whatever. Like I said, so if like I have a boy dominant family, like I'm gonna do exactly what she did with me of like every year for my birthday, taking me on a massive shopping spree to the shopping mall and like going to Macy's and then just, you know, all the good memories. She would cook for us, very good cook. Lots of desserts. She loved chocolate. She also loved those sparkling ice drinks. I would go over to her house like once a week and just go snag one from her pantry. Like that was something that I always did. Um, but yeah, I just have a lot of things that I admire about her, and I will definitely bring on into my life. And one day when I have grandkids, which fuck, I need to have kids first before I even say that. But you know what? That's just what it is. So, anyways, what was I able to say? Oh yeah, her style, amazing. Like her choice of jewelry, fantastic. Okay, so we picked out a bunch of pieces. We just kind of like all went around, and I am so fortunate and happy enough that she wanted to give me her Rolex. And I'm wearing that right now, and I don't think I will ever take this thing off my wrist ever. Like in my life, it fits me perfectly, which like when I put it on it, like I instantly started bawling my eyes out because I was like, the fact that this fits me perfectly, like jewelry never fits me perfectly. I have the tiniest wrists and shit always needs to get resized. But I'm like, just going through all of it, yeah, it made me cry. And then I have a back tattoo for my grandfather. It's a shell, she shell. And I was going through her earrings and she had shell earrings. I was like, oh my God, I need these earrings. Like, what the hell? This is so meant to be. Like, back tattoo of a shell for Papa. And now I have her earrings that are also a shell. Like, perfect combo. So I also got those as well. So yeah, did that on Friday. And then I was so damn tired from from traveling that all I did was go to this place in, I think it's Marshfield. No, Situate. Who am I kidding? Situate. It's called Salt Society. Place is amazing. They have a sushi bar in the back, but it's also a restaurant. And I just got some sushi rolls and some Brussels sprouts. A nice combo. Like, if there's Brussels sprouts on the menu, I'm getting them. And you're telling me I can get sushi and Brussels sprouts? Like, that's a dream combo right there. So I did that with my family and pretty much just went home. Then on Saturday, I needed to get my birthday nails done because I still had not gotten the chance to get my birthday nails done. And I'm so happy with the way they turned out. I got pink chrome. And if you guys remember the dilemma with my nails last time I got my nails done, I asked for chrome and they were literal just lime green. They weren't even chrome. And that's because I let them use their chrome. So what I did was on Amazon, I bought the unicorn chrome and I brought it myself. Yes, I packed it all the way up to Boston with me, put it in my suitcase because I was like, we're not fucking this one up this time. And my nails are so stinking cute. We did the oval or almond, and I'm so happy with it. Which one of you guys said to me, you're like, whatever shape you end up getting or loving with your nails is the shape of the diamonds that you're going to end up getting. So that means what? I'm going to love like an almond diamond. Anyways. Fun fact of the day, if you look at your nails and you're like, wow, what diamond shape am I going to like? Mine is obviously going to be almond. So after getting my nails done, I went shopping for a little bit in the derby shops. There's this little cute boutique called Cavito, I think it's called. But their shit is so cute. Anything floral, anything pink, any vibrant colors, like that's your place to go. And then after that, surprisingly, ran 7 miles. Don't know how I did that. It was around like 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I had a good amount of food in my system at that point. And the weather wasn't too bad. It was like 80 degrees, overcast, humidity was down. And you guys, I was fucking flying. It felt so good to run up north away from this fucking heat because there's something that feels so good about running long distance. Like, it's a mental clarity, and I needed that. I truly needed that. But it made me think to myself, all right, guys, I think I'm going to sign up for a half marathon in Massachusetts, and I think I'm going to do the Cape Cod one. I was looking to see if it was like already full because I know that one fills up really quickly, but there's still some spots for the half. So I'm thinking, do I just register? Do I do it, register, and then I can book my flights later on? It's in October. And then I want to run the Austin marathon. So I think that's enough prep to give me like half marathon. And then in February, do the Austin marathon. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. And then after that, we just went to a little family cookout and hung out with all the family. It was such a family weekend, family oriented. Like I don't think I spent much time alone, besides like getting my nails done and going shopping. But then on Sunday, I had my grandmother's services, which I'm not going to obviously get into because just like that's my personal life, family stuff that I'm going to keep private. But had my services for my grandmother, and I just got the closure that I needed going home and talking to a lot of my friends and loved ones and family members and sharing stories, laughing, and just trying to stay positive, but also crying at the same time. So it was much needed. So only up from here, you guys. Little positive vibes only, okay? Birthday this week. Then I'm going to New Jersey. My mom's coming to town, which actually when this is up, my mom's going to be here staying with me. So that's awesome. But anyways, let's get into the topic for this week, and that is going to be moving across the country alone, because your girl Sam did that about 3 years ago from Boston to Austin, and I could not be happier with the decision of doing that at the time I did it, because I'm so happy and so content with my little house, my little family that I've created in the last 3 years. So first things first, if you're even thinking about moving across the country or just even moving out of state, you can use this as a reference for anywhere where you want to go, okay? Just fucking do it, okay? If it's on your mind, just fucking do it, because you're only in your 20s or whatever age you are, honestly, whatever age you are, you're only alive once, okay? Like, YOLO. You got to do it, because are you going to sit back years from now and be like, damn it, I wish I did that when I thought I could or when I financially could support myself to be able to do that? So if you are in a place where you are capable of doing it, you just got to bite the bullet and fucking do it, okay? My biggest advice, if you're trying to do it very long distance and you don't have the extra money to just like stay in a hotel and fly out just to tour apartments, is look for a realtor on Instagram in your new city that you want to move to. So what I did is I searched on Instagram, Austin, Texas realtor, and I went through a few of them and I was looking at their portfolios and I clicked on one, and believe it or not, but realtors will help you with rentals because they're going to build that relationship with you and hope that maybe one day, you'll buy from them. And that's what I did. So I had a realtor help me with my rentals. She was amazing and made things so much easier for myself just because, one, she knows the areas. She knows what's safe for a girl like me in my 20s. Like, just use that. That's the best way to go about it with finding a place when you're trying to move and not having to visit, okay? And then hopefully if you're living in if you want to move into a house, townhouse, like she can go to it, take some photos for you. But for the most part, everything is probably going to be online in their portfolio or in their database for you to just like look at if you need to look at photos. Then my next thing, depending on what time in your life you're trying to move, don't bring a lot, okay? I moved right after college, so I did not have a lot of things anyway. Like, literally all I had was my little bedroom in my hometown, and I didn't even bring my bed frame. Like, I left my bed and just bought a new bed. So I just shipped up a lot of stuff, and I packed it into my car, and I packed it into my suitcases, and I shipped my car down with all that shit, but I also brought, like, 3 checked bags with me when I was flying in for my first week of moving to Austin, and my mom flew in with me, and we brought like I think 3 or 4 suitcases, like an absurd amount of suitcases with a lot of things. And then when we got there, we just decided I'm gonna buy a lot of the stuff here because it's gonna make it so much easier, so much less stressful, and I can actually take the time to furnish my place. Because my biggest thing is looking back on furnishing my first place, like I went a little bit too quickly and I ended up getting a lot of cheap, ugly things that just didn't fit my vibe. Like next time, or not next time because like I just bought a house, but like if I were to ever do it again, I would take my time, move a little bit slower with furnishing the place. Like, you don't need to rush it. Obviously, you're gonna need a bed. You're gonna maybe need some bar stools so you can eat some food at your countertop. But like, if you can just get the necessities down, get them, but do not rush things because like at the end of the day, at least for me, I find like the whole designing aspect really fun. And there was a lot of things after like moving into my second apartment. I ended up getting rid of a lot because I was like, I don't even like this. So just make sure you are finding things that are one, good quality, things that you know you'll keep for a really long time, because the quality of a product and longevity of product is going to be way better than finding something cheap that maybe will break or is too tacky. Like, just take your time looking for it. My favorite places to shop are obviously Home Goods for like the decor and stuff, just like super last minute that you need. But if you're looking to get really good things, like Pottery Barn is good, West Elm, CB2, Urban Outfitters Home is actually really good. Anthropologie Home is really good. So just take a look. Like, also, everything I have is linked on my Instagram in my home highlights. So if you are curious about a lot of the stuff that I own, go check it out. Um, Anyways, making friends in a new city. It's gonna take a while to make friends. Like, trust me on this one. It took me about 2 years to have my solid friend group here in Austin. And what you need to do is just never say no to plans. Be open minded to having amazing, like, surface level friends that, hey, maybe they're not people that I see that I'm gonna hang out with, like, one on one or get, like, really close with, but these can be people that I can party with, go to happy hours with, go to dinners with. So that way, the more surface level friends you have, the more people you're allowing yourself to meet at parties and bars and boat days, just you name it, which will then allow you to find those people that you really click with right away. Because you'll know right away, I feel like in friendships, like, oh, I fuck with this person, like, we're gonna get along. And it's okay to like feel like shit. I don't actually have people that I click with right away. Like, I just have a lot of surface level friends. I only ever hang out with people when I'm going out, getting drunk, or like whatnot, or like my running friends or sport friends. You know what it is? So it's like, just be okay with that. And I know at the very beginning of moving to a new city, it's hard. It makes you feel homesick because you don't have those relationships that you want quite yet, because you have a lot of that back home. Or maybe you don't, because I didn't really have a lot of that back home. But like, building friendships with people, especially when you're away from your family, is definitely important. It makes you feel like you're at home when you have that. So just take your time with it. Don't put a lot of pressure into it. And some ways you can actually go into finding friends is signing up for run clubs. Go to run clubs, meeting people, sign up at new gyms, saying hi and complimenting girls at the gym. Social media, believe it or not, swiping up and shooting your shot with a friend, like on social media. Like, if you just see a random girl on Instagram, follow her, be like, hey, you seem like super cool, same vibes. Like, would you ever want to go grab coffee or something? Like, that's not weird shit to do, I promise you. The dating apps. Dating apps, I know, have a stigma of like, oh, we're going to the dating apps because like we're trying to find a boyfriend or a hookup. No. If you go on dating apps and you're swiping and you're seeing people that are also single in your city, it's going to make it so much easier for that when you're at the bars. That person is going to be more likely, or you're going to be more likely to interact with them because hey, that person's single, or like, hey, like, we know of each other because we matched on this app. Like, you don't necessarily have to be finding a boyfriend or a sneaky link or a situationship. You can have guy friends, like that shit's normal. Maybe he has got a friend, oh my god, I can't speak, a girlfriend group. Like, just be open-minded to every aspect of meeting new people. Then the next thing is going to be building a routine, because if you're not building a routine in your new, environment, it's going to be really, really, really easy for you to find yourself to get lost and feel homesick. So if you build a routine for yourself with going to work, going to the gym, going to the grocery store, cooking your food, like building that routine to have that foundation is going to make things feel so much better and less homesick and a little bit less or more distracted from the feeling of like, holy shit, like I actually just moved across country and like, what do I do? Like, I'm all on my own. Um, do do do. My next thing is, and I didn't even realize that you really, I mean, I guess I did know you could do this, but didn't do this at the beginning and I wish I did, is following a bunch of local city influencers or like foodie accounts on. So, like me, for instance, Austin. Like, I follow a bunch of Austin content creators and also Austin like info pages that post about events and new restaurants and happy hours going on and all that type of stuff so that you're staying informed on what's going on in your new city. So that way, hey, oh my God, there's a concert tonight. Look at this. Like, grab one or two people that you know and go to it. Also, coworkers, guys, hang out with your coworkers. There's nothing wrong with hanging out with your coworkers. Like, find shit to do. Go to happy hour. Hey, ask them, like, oh my God, are you into running? Oh, me too. Do you want to go to this run club that I saw on social media the other day? And they'll be like, hell yeah, let's do it. And then you and your coworker go. And then guess what? You're going to meet a lot of new people at a run club. Do. And then at the end of the day, if you hate it within 6 to 12 months and you realize this was a mistake, you can move home. You can back out. You're at a point in your life where, like, you made that risk, you tried it, so be it, it didn't work out and you move home. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, Now, obviously, it depends on like your job and all that and finances, but like, I truly think you should try to stick it out for at least a year and see where things go. You may love it, you may hate it, but just try to stick it out, be open minded, and see where things can go. I have now been in Austin for 3 years. And if you listen to the very first episode that I did, I talked about my journey just over the last like 6 or 7 years. And when I moved to Austin in 2021, didn't really know a lot of people, moved by myself, living by myself. And then I had my roommate move in, and then we were living together. Didn't really have any close friends. It was just the two of us. And then finally, I started like back in 2022 making friends, creating a friend group, and that was a bigger group. And now it's kind of gotten smaller, but in a good way, because I'm like, I just don't have the time for a billion jillion friends. Like, I need to put my energy into like a small group of people. So like, you will get there. It happens. And I'm just super thankful that I've been able to find my people, because these people make me feel like I'm at home. Going back to Boston and then flying back into Austin, I was like, holy shit, like I'm so happy to be home, because I have my people here. I have my little family. I have my boyfriend, my two dogs, a house I just bought. Like, I am home. This is home. It's just going to take some time finding those like ride or dies. I have a few of them, but I'm still searching, soul searching. My soul sisters, they're out there. I'll find them. But yeah, um, you'll learn a lot about yourself living on your own. I became more independent. My entire, I would say honestly, like personality has transitioned. I feel so much more mature, but that comes with age, of course. But just you learn a lot about yourself, living on your own, and what you're capable of, and the way you handle organization, and taking a step into like having to do something, because guess what? You're living on your own now. You don't have family with you. Oh, who's going to change that light bulb? Oh, who's going to buy the new roll of toilet paper? Like, it's all on you. So you got to get that shit done. You also learn a lot about different people, different cultures, backgrounds, etc. And honestly, that has to be one of my favorite things about moving to Austin, is like at the very beginning stages of making all my friends, just hearing where they're from and the way they grew up, their family dynamic and everything. I'm like, that is so fucking cool. Like, I have one friend that's from Iowa. I'm like, I want to go to Iowa in the middle of nowhere. You lived on a literal farm and you were using a tractor. Like, that's so fucking interesting to me. Like, I want to go. Like, just learning about other people and the way they grow up, because you're so sheltered in your hometown that you're just so used to like that small little community of people that all are pretty much the same. Like, it's so cool to see all the different types of people and cultures and backgrounds. Like, I really like it. And I feel like that's another way for me to communicate with people as well and handle situations, because I like kind of grew up just obviously handling situations certain ways and whatever, but it's like everyone's so different with the way they communicate and the way they handle situations. So when you learn more about people, it helps you develop better like communication and handling of skills, etc. So yeah, that was a lot of information, but I am so excited that I'm dropping this episode, because I truly believe like get out of that home state. Get out of that hometown. Like, I promise you, so scary. It really is. But it's so worth it once you move out because leave those toxic bully high schoolers in the past. And yeah, it's like a weight off your shoulder. Although you're gonna miss family so much. Like, I miss my family every single day, but like I still stay in contact with them. Like, there's no guilt of me moving across the country from still being able to stay in contact with my family. And like me and my family still makes the effort to see each other more than like once or twice a year. Like, they'll come visit me or I'll come visit them, or we meet at neutral grounds. Like, we'll go to Florida for a family vacation. So it's like I'm still seeing my family quite a bit, but obviously not as much of like going to Sunday dinner every single week, down the street type vibes. But I still stay in communication with them, and it's not like they're gone, you know? So it's like whatever your dynamic is, whatever you've been thinking, I say go for it. Move to that new city, move to that new town, move across the state, like wherever it is. And I'm sure you will not regret it, especially if you are someone that has not lived on their own yet or has not moved like out of, like, for me, I lived in Massachusetts and went to school in Massachusetts. So that was like a huge, like, I threw myself out there type of energy. Whereas some people will go to high school in a state, but then go to like college in a completely other state. So like then they have a little bit of like a different experience. But for me, that was just like really was just on a whim and went fully not across the country, but you know what I mean. Okay. It's a time zone change, okay? That took a while for me to get used to with my family. They'd call me and I'd be like, hello. I'm like, 6 in the morning. Why are you calling me? They're like, oh shit, 7 here. I'm like, yeah, the heck. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I don't really know if this is gonna be a long or short one, to be honest, but I feel like I got a lot of information across to you guys, and I'm actually so excited just for this week because it's my birthday and my mom's coming to town. My mom's in town from Tuesday to Friday. And then my birthday, I'm celebrating it this weekend, which I cannot wait to recap with you guys about my birthday. I am doing a boat day, and then we're doing a table at a club later that night. I'm going to try to survive the whole day. I'm going to go easy on the drinks on the boat so that way I can make it out to the club because girl wants to dress up. She wants to look cute. One of my friends got me like a cake, I guess, so I want to take photos with the cake, get some martinis. Just be cute. Cute vibes. We're not blacking out type vibes. We're adulting. We're turning 26 this year, so I just want more like bougie vibes. I did the last 3 years, I've done a party barge boat on Lake Travis, which is like 50 people, and those things they get lit, they get trashy, and you get drunk. Slipping, falling over the ground, like blackout drunk, can't make it out later that night. So I'm not doing that this year. I'm renting a little yacht thing that's 18 people, I think. And it's from 11 to 3 p.m. And then on later that night, we're going to the club. So should be a lot of fun. But yeah, my birthday is on Thursday. So don't wish me happy birthday too early. Because I remember last year, we dropped a podcast episode and we were talking about my birthday, and everyone that day was wishing me a happy birthday. I was like, fuck, guys, nope. I mean, I appreciate it. Thank you. But it's not for another like 3 days. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I announced this at the beginning, but I changed the live dates to being Wednesday instead of Thursday just because I record the episodes every Monday. And I'm like, literally, I'm so anxious, like waiting to drop the episode till Thursday. I'm like, fuck that. Let's just drop it on Wednesdays. So dropping it on Wednesdays, so much better. But other than that, love you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the month of July. It's my favorite month, National Ice Cream Month, 4th of July, and my birthday. That's about it. See you guys in the next one.